The American Society of Civil Engineers says Idaho earned a C in terms of infrastructure across 9 crucial topics. The C in their book, it puts us right in the middle, mediocre. Infrastructure, though, like roads, water systems, and transit, they need attention. But the Gem State got its lowest score in school infrastructure, the actual buildings. We got a D+, a grade that has trended down from the 2018 report, earning a C back then. Joe Paris took the findings to the Department of Education to ask if the evaluations surprised them and what solutions are needed to change course.
Not a grade you hang on the fridge at home. Idaho scored a D+ on school infrastructure in a new report from the American Society of Civil Engineers. It highlights urgent needs and persistent funding gaps across K-12 public schools.
Yes, definitely not a shortage of topics when it comes to that.
Gideon Tolman is Chief Financial Officer with the Idaho Department of Education.
Pretty much anything money related, that's what I help oversee and manage in the department.
A money conversation has consistently been the very topic of this report.
It wasn't a surprise, and it actually confirmed a lot of the things that we already knew.
School infrastructure isn't a new topic for Idaho leaders, but it is one with renewed action in recent years, like the implementation of the School Modernization Facilities Fund in 2024, investing nearly $1 billion into public school facilities.
Part of that legislation required statewide facility condition assessments, and so we facilitated conducting those facility condition assessments, and we saw the same results, that the bulk of schools across the state are in poor or fair condition, and it would take quite a bit to get schools across the state to good condition.
In a statewide survey, only a quarter of school district leaders felt confident about meeting future student capacity, and half rated the condition of their buildings as fair or poor. More than 63% of school buildings' square footage is rated as fair or poor condition, and survey responses indicated that the average Idaho school building is about 37 years old, some districts using buildings anywhere between 50 and 100 years old.
Even though we are making some good progress with repairing roofs and replacing HVAC systems and some of the things that money is being used for, there's still, as you know, we can see in the report and that we just know from school districts across the state, there's still more that could be done with school district facilities.
Idaho lawmakers have passed legislation to supplement funds over the last 3 years, but there is still a choke point. As the report identifies, local funding options have been uphill battles. Bonds and levies that would raise local taxes so that they can pay for things like this, they tend to fail. That's why state money is so crucial.
The state investment, I think, is definitely increasing, but there's still a lot of pressure on the locals to build buildings.
It generates strong conversations moving forward in offices like these.
What's kind of a local obligation as far as school facilities goes, and what's a state obligation, and what's the right balance between kind of state and local funding. And so yes, it is a pretty constant conversation that we have on how much do we request to increase that state facilities funding, or how much do we continue to rely on local communities to fund those projects.
So, does Tolman see the report as a fair look at the situation? In short, yes.
There are some definite needs with facilities across our state, with school facilities in particular, and we are so grateful for the investments that have been made in school facilities, and we've got some more work to do.
The cost to do that, according to state surveys?
The results indicated that it would take about $19 billion to get school facilities to a good condition. You know, like we said earlier, a lot of them are in poor to fair condition. To get them to good condition would require about $19 billion based on those facility condition assessments that we collected across the state.
So there may be solutions, but it is going to be a trick of getting more than two to tango. Brian, this is the way that the bonds and levies have not seen success at the local level, and we've heard from residents that say, I just don't want my taxes to go up. I can't afford my taxes to go up.
And it's even more difficult in these smaller school districts where the tax base is not so broad.
Correct. And it also gets into a situation, too, where you have one voting district but different schools. Well, we might be in the same voting district, but my kids don't go to that school. They go to the different school. So it's complicated. It sounds like this is going to be incumbent on state investment. As we've highlighted, the equalization fund, the investment fund has $1 billion. You need 19 more to get to good.
Need 19 million. The state proposed $2 billion over 10 years.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle.
Thanks, Joe.